Tim, nobody else is ready?
Business?
Yeah.
That other one, you heard about that?
Yeah. And Brandon's
Right. I don't know if we can just reschedule it or.
Okay, I'm going to call State of Wisconsin versus Taylor Schabusiness. Case number is 22 CF 363. The defendant is here with Mr. Jolly. Mr. Saunders is appearing for the state. Case is scheduled today for a preliminary hearing. Are the parties prepared to proceed?
The state is.
Okay.
The state is.
All right. State calls first witness.
The state calls Detective David Groff.
I do.
You state your name and spell your last name for the record, please.
David Gruff, G-R-A-F.
Can you state for the record how you're currently employed?
I'm the detective with the Green Bay Police Department.
And how long have you been employed with the Green Bay Police Department?
I have 29 years of law enforcement experience, 25 with the Green Bay Police Department, 15 years as a detective.
Okay. And in the course of your duties as a detective with the Green Bay Police Department, do you have prior experience investigating crimes of homicide?
Yes,
Okay. And have you previously had cause to assist in such investigations in the past?
correct.
I'd like to direct your attention to February of this year. Were you involved in an investigation of a homicide around that time?
Yes.
And if you can, what was the nature of that investigation?
I was notified to respond to in the middle of the night to investigate a homicide. When the initial reports were that the mother of the victim had returned or actually had gone down into the basement of her residence and discovered the head of her son in the bucket. And so then she called the police. Initial officers responded, secured the scene, and then detectives were called in.
And the residence that was reported to have occurred at, are you familiar with where that residence is located?
It's located on the west side in the city of Green Bay, Brown County, Wisconsin.
And did you assist in that investigation?
I did.
What were some of your responsibilities?
My initial responsibilities were to interview several witnesses, including the victim's mother, as well then as the suspect herself.
The suspect that you referred to just now, who is that individual identified as?
Taylor Schabusiness?
In the course of this investigation, did you have cause to personally interview Ms. Schabusiness?
I did.
The person who you're referring to as Ms. Schabusiness, do you see him or her in court today?
I do. She's located at the Defense Council in the orange jumpsuit.
And as the record reflect, the witness has identified the defendant.
Yes, he has.
I've given you Exhibit 1. Do you recognize that?
Yes.
And what is that exhibit?
This is the amended criminal complaint of State of Wisconsin versus Taylor Schabusiness.
Have you reviewed that document prior to today's hearing?
I did.
Directing your attention to the probable cause section of that document, are you familiar with the reports that are referenced in that section of that document?
Yes, I am.
Have you previously had cause to review those reports as well?
I did.
Those reports, are those purportedly from officers from within your department?
Correct, and detectives.
And are those of the type of reports that you've commonly relied upon in the course of your duties?
Yes.
As a detective, Do you commonly sort of review all the reports that are part of a case?
Yes, especially as a case detective, which I am in this case.
Okay. So you are familiar with the information that's contained within those reports as well?
Yes.
Based upon your knowledge of those reports and your review of the probable cause section of Exhibit 1, do you believe the information in Exhibit 1 truly and accurately reflects those reports?
I do.
And are they consistent as well, specifically with your details that are referenced beginning on page 4? Are those consistent with your personal recollection of this investigation as well?
Yes, they do.
Okay. I'd move Exhibit 1.
Mr. Jolly?
No objection, Your Honor.
Okay, we'll receive it subject to cross.
And I have no further questions. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Jolly?
No questions for this witness, Your Honor.
Okay. You are all set. Thank you. Do you have any other evidence to offer today?
No.
I won't see the exhibit though, detective. Yes, of course. Thank you. Any evidence from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, state's request.
State moves for Bindover based on Detective Groff's testimony here as well as the contents of Exhibit 1. I believe there's probable cause for the commission of a felony offense.
Mr. Jolly?
No argument at this time, Your Honor.
Okay, based on the information contained in Exhibit 1 and Detective Groff's testimony here today, I do find that there's probable cause. I believe the defendant committed a felony offense within the jurisdiction of the court. I'll order that she be bound over for trial and schedule an arraignment in branch 2? Branch 2.
June 20th at 9:30.
I'm out of the office that week.
July 5th at 8:30.
That'll work.
Okay, if there's any victims present, is there any issue with those dates?
No, that date works.
Okay.
Sorry, July 5th at,
8:30.
thank you.
Anything else from either party?
No.
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, matters adjourned. Thank you.